Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you had a grand rising this morning. I wanted to take a moment to do my TikTok Thursday video. We got a very special message today, and I wanted to make sure that I got it out early. Yesterday, I did not post a YouTube video for my Wednesday video because I needed rest, and I went ahead and took that rest that evening, and I didn't want to. Push myself further than what I needed to be necessary at the time. And when it comes to that, I like to listen to my body, to my mind, and take the rest that's needed. All right. Also, too, there will be some extra unscheduled videos probably posted between today and tomorrow for my YouTube. I'm going to finish out the 613 commandments that I promised before. And once that's done, that work will be complete and made into a playlist on YouTube. So let's get started with the message. All right. So today, I wanted to talk about protecting your energy, right? So, if you are an empathic person, a very compassionate, loving person, you have a huge heart and you care for people and things like that, usually 9 times out of 10, you possess some qualities that people tend to take advantage of. So, on that note, I would like to say that we should learn to protect our energy at all times and at all costs. So people will unintentionally and intentionally drain your energy. So I want to talk about a particular part of that, and it's called emotional dumping. All right. Usually, our family and friends are usually very guilty of that because they know the type of person that you are, they know the gifts that you possess, and they tend to feel better after they emotionally dump everything going on with them onto you and then not reciprocating the effect of that or not listening to what you have to say or anything like that. They just want to kind of throw their problems onto you, not necessarily even wanting a resolvement or advice about it. They just want to throw everything that they're feeling emotionally onto you and leave it with you, because what that does for them energetically is it relieves them from the anxious anxiety or whatever the emotion is that they have. It kind of takes a load off of their shoulders, which in normal circumstances is okay if that's what you have scheduled time or set forth the intention to do in the first place. So I want to be very clear. We have to set strong boundaries because you can't allow people to do that to you all the time, because your energy is needed for the people that you are set for to help, right? So if someone who is not in that group or not a paid client or scheduled for that at a certain time when you're ready and you're fully energized to do that, and they keep only calling you when they want to emotionally dump things on you. They're not concerned about what you got going on. They don't ask you if you're busy. They don't care about any of that. That is a form of disrespect to the type of person that we are. That is very disrespectful. And whether they know it or not, if they don't know, you need to make it very clear that they need to either schedule an appointment if that's a service you provide, or if it's just like a friend or family member who needs to talk, that's fine. Y'all schedule a time to talk. And before that time is set, you need to make sure that you have time to be prepared to take on their heavy issues that they constantly bring up. Right. And also during the time that you do set, it needs to be a limited time, no more than 30 minutes to an hour or 10, 15 minutes, something like that. Whatever you can take at that time, um, keep it short, because what happens is they don't realize it. They end up taking advantage of you in a sense, because they come to you with all these problems, all these emotions, and their frustration. They're yelling, they're screaming, they're frustrated, this and that. And then you take on all of those emotions unexpectedly. You're not ready for it. Or even if you are ready for it, but you're not in the mood for it, you have the right to turn a person down. You have a right to tell a person, I am not in the mood to hear that. I'm actually in a good mood. You're kind of messing up my flow, things like that. Or you can be busy working and then they just call you out the blue and expect you to stop everything that you're doing. That is unacceptable and it's a form of disrespect. And if a person continues to do that and you warn them to not do that and you make it very clear, and then they do it again, either block them, don't answer their calls, period, for a long period of time so that they understand that that is unacceptable and you will not accept that type of behavior from them. When a person emotionally dumps things on you, what they don't realize, especially if you're empathic, is they basically bring all of that emotion at your door and you feel it as they feel it. So if they do it for a long period of time and often you're constantly going through their emotions and you have to constantly transmute that and you just don't have time for that throughout the day. Um, Also be wary of the people that only have one-sided conversations. It would be different if there was a it would be different if there was a balance, right? If there was a balance to where, okay, this is my friend, I'm talking to them, they're telling me their issues or their emotions or whatever they're going through, and then there's a moment to where you can reciprocate and then unload some of your emotions onto them, then that would be a balance. See, everything in life is energy and even exchange and balance. There's no harmony in those one-sided conversations, right? That usually leaves you drained. It leaves you tired. It leaves you emotionally distraught. It leaves you upset or whatever emotion they're feeling. It leaves that on you, and it totally relieves the other person. So you're constantly at a place of kind of just chaos, whatever they got going on in their life, and then they feel better, move on with their day, and then their energy is restored because they have unleashed all the negative energy onto you. Um, they're usually persistent. If you don't listen the first time, they'll call you two and three more times and still talk about the same problem over and over again until you are broken down and listening, forced to listen. That is force. We do not allow people to force us to use our gifts, to force us to use our advice, to force us to use our energy. We have to have total control over that because we have to reserve our energy. There may be someone who's actually having a important crisis going on and you're meant to help them, but you can't do that if you're on the phone with somebody for 3 hours while they're sitting here crying and snotting over BS, right? You can't do that if um, they are consuming your time, taking up everything that you have going, and then consuming your spiritual resources where there might be an emergency somewhere else, and the Most High might have you go to someone else, and then you're already drained from unnecessary BS. Okay, friend groups do this a lot. Family does this a lot. Sometimes strangers, but mainly people you know because they know that they can count on you to be a good listener, count on you to make them feel better, count on you to give great advice. So what I suggest is warn them the first time. They do it again, avoid their calls for at least a month or two. And if they come back with the same foolishness, then either just stop talking to them or block them. That's what I do because I don't have time anymore. People did this to me for years, and it was just so draining. It's hard enough to carry your own stuff, but people have to learn how to work through their own problems, how to work through their own emotions instead of depending on an outside person to process those emotions for them. So that's all I wanted to say. It was a small suggestion that will help with your mental health and your peace. So that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. Be blessed. I got to get back to work.